Midmo Sports Online continuing coverage of high school football in mid-Missouri. Time now to talk to Ted LePage of the Blair Oaks Falcons. Falcons starting their big preparations here in July with camp weeks and those kinds of things, and we'll talk more about how all that fits together here in a little bit. But Ted, how are things and how have things progressed since we last talked to you, which was basically after the state championship game last year?
Well, I got to start off with we started our off season basically the week after state title. We had 2 weeks of school left. We usually try to give the kids a little bit of time afterwards, but with the short window, we came in and the goals and expectations they set were astronomical. We did a lot of talking, a lot of working together, but they always set the road. We're the coaches have to drive the road, but they have to put where they want to go. So we have to have some navigation. So with our off season, we set with those goals and expectations, and they took them serious. There was a lot of good discussion, a lot of great opportunities there.
Go, up and over, drive, get in there, back. All right, there, come on. Go. Say go. Hands up. There you go, be violent with your hands. Go, Parker, go.
He's a guy we're going to look to that's going to do some good things for us. Caden Schulte, the guy that his mouth runs all the time, but so does his motor. I'm okay with it, and he's violent. He's going to take over at the center position. He's going to slide in from the guard to center position. He knows every position can play it, and he's so vocal on that line of scrimmage. He really does a good job of talking up his teammates, but he knows the plays. He knows everything, so he's very good at coaching them up. You got Andrew Ahold, who's going to start back as a tackle again. He's about 275 pounds, about 6'5", and he's really committed. He started for us last year. He got his job, taken away from him later, but I think he's really got a passion to play. Brendan Schaefer's going to be our tackle on the other side. Brendan ended up being the guy that took Andrew's job. Is not going to let it back. He, again, a very cognitive player, long, athletic. And then inside, Bo Brown, we've used a term, old Bo or new Bo, and new Bo is a different cat. He's really taken the offseason onto the field this week. I think he's going to be a guy that we're going to look at and go, wow, where's that guy? Matt Stockman is another young man that is going to look for us as a guard. Him and Bo both weigh about 230, 235 pounds, both weight room strong. We just want to see them transfer that weight room onto the field. If they can transfer that weight room onto the field, we're going to be okay. Alex Barnett is a young man who's had a great offseason competing for a job at the tackle position with the other guys. And then we feel like there's several others that Chris Utterback, Gotzi, that can step in and maybe help us down the road in the offensive line positions.
Defensively, lost a couple of starters on the defensive line, but you still got some old cats back there, and you still got some old cats in the defensive secondary. Talk to me a little bit about a couple of the new cats who may move in up front.
Well, we started this week. I went up to Coach Hall and I said, do we really have all these guys back on defense? We start looking around. We got a lot of familiar faces, which is good. But at the same standpoint, they want to be better than they were last year. They don't like the fact some things happened to them at the end of the year, so their off-season's been awesome. But when you start up front, everything starts and ends with Carson Lubrine. He had a 540-pound squat, I believe, a 325-pound hang clean. He's more of, I'm going to do my job, and I'm going to do it the best that anybody else in the state's going to do it. And if you watch me, you'll see it every day. And that's what's fun to watch with him. He's going to be a dominant force on the D-line, as good as a good player as we've seen up there for, I know, that's not taking anything away from Bryson Varner. Bryson Varner was a heck of a player, but boy, Lubrine set himself up for a really good senior year. With that, Zane West, what an offseason he's had. He squatted 400, and I think 80 pounds. He hang clean 285, 290, and he has got a motor. We saw that last year, but now he's put on about 20 pounds. He's really looks good. He and Carson, we're going to try to get them on opposite sides because they can really dominate. Gage Lefford has had a really good offseason. We're hoping that again. as like Bo Brown and Matt Stockman offense. We're hoping that transitions onto the football field. Everything looks like it's going to, and he's done a really good job for us. We have James Rodman, who's back, who started 3 games for us last year when Bryson went down. Really did a great job as a sophomore. He's taken the offseason to elevate. He's grown a little bit. He's about 6'4". He weighs about 200 pounds, 210 pounds. So we expect some good things out of him. Toby Edler has played running back for us in the past. One thing we noticed is he's not afraid of contact. That's why we made him our downhill back. So we thought, man, that'd be a good guy to try some defensive ends. So he's going to push, to be a starter on the defensive end position. A young man named Bryson Wardenhausen. It's not very big, but really incredibly strong, pound for pound. Great motor. He's going to do some good things. Troy Gonzalez on our D-line. He's got a opportunity to play a little bit. So by the end of July, we want to be able to play a football game. And that's not saying it would be pretty. It's not saying it would be the end product. But if we can line up and have everybody be able to understand, okay, I'm on this unit, I have to be on the field now, I have to be here, I have to be there, and we can functionally go into a football game and have no mental errors or no mental mistakes, then that's where we want to be. Physically, we're not going to be where we want to be. We're not going to be where we want to be with our technique. We're not going to be where we want to be with our process of the game itself. But if we can line up and play one snap on offense, one snap on defense, and one snap on every special team, then we got a chance.
It looks like the football Falcons could be returning to Class 2 for the upcoming football season. Enrollment numbers will show a decrease from last year, and the Falcons were among the smallest Class 3 schools in the state last year. Official class determinations won't be public until the first Friday of the football season and will affect all sports throughout the school year. For now, all we can say is that the schedule for football is a familiar one, albeit with the Falcons opening the season with a true road game at Maryville on August 29th. You can get your first look at the Falcons on Friday night, August 22nd, when they host the annual Blair Oaks Falcons Football Jamboree. We'll check back in with Coach LePage then on the Blair Oaks Falcons Football Podcast. Tyler backs at quarterback, moves Dapkus in motion, hands off to Brady, and here he comes down the sidelines, ran over a man at the 50-yard line. Hello.
Well, Brady was, they were in the locker room, but when they came out.